All right. Well, it looks like we can't go live on Instagram, which is stupid because, yeah, I need over 1,000 followers. That's fantastic. Thanks, Instagram. Thank you. Appreciate that. Anyway, we are live here on the YouTube, hanging out, talking about spoiler-free thoughts of for the Mandalorian and the Grogus. Yes, I call him the Grogus, but um, we're gonna get into it here in just a second. Just waiting for some people to join us. Well, I mean, viewers, not people. I mean, if people want to join, be my guest. I would love to have you all. But yeah, apparently we need 1,000 plus followers on Instagram, which I think that's just not good. You know what I mean? Anyway, I'm not going to talk about that. I don't care about that. I mean, I do, but I don't because Star Wars is back, baby. Star Wars is back on the big screen. The Mandalorian and Grogu is here. We went and saw it today, had a lot of fun with it. Tonight is going to be a spoiler free discussion about, or I'm going to share my spoiler free thoughts on the movie. I'm not going to dive into any of that because I know a lot of people are not able to see it this weekend or they're seeing it tomorrow or Monday. And I know some people are waiting to see it next week. So I really want to um honor that if if I can. Yeah, I just want to honor that. Um we're gonna dive into that here in just a minute. um but first, before we dive in, I do want to show you guys something really cool that my wife picked up this week. um oh yeah. um you know what? Yeah, I got to be very, very, very careful with these. So my Bye pickle. So my wife and I, well, my wife loves going to thrift stores and picking stuff up. And so she found these awesome Star Wars pieces. So here we have Jabba's sail barge. They're kind of like a Christmas village in a way. So there's Jabba's sail barge. I'm only going to show a few of these. Um, Keeping with the Jabba theme, we do have his palace too, and apparently these can light up, which I think is really cool. Um, yeah, we've got an Ewok village here, shield bunker, and echo base. Like I said, I don't really want to dig all of these out because number one, they're also like very fragile. Uh, so yeah, that was it was really, really cool for her to find those and pick those up. It made me it was Yeah, it's cool. I don't know where we're going to display them, but yeah, we're going to pack them up for later. My wife and I are in the process of cleaning right now. Um, so we're like, yeah, once we get things to where we want them, we can start, displaying stuff more and more. Because we have a decent collection that we want to share and showcase with you all because it's fun. I love seeing people's Star Wars collections. I think that is it's one of the it's one of the best things about being a Star Wars fan, in my opinion. Just experiencing those collections, seeing the things that people love. I know for a lot of people, they love collecting lightsabers. Me, I love. Ugh, excuse me, I did not mean to yawn on stream. Um, it's been a long week. But I love collecting Black Series, but I also love collecting droids. I think that droids like my little BD unit here. Um, Droids are awesome. They make they're the best companions in Star Wars. BD-1 best droid. I know a lot of people will say that Chopper is the best droid, and Chopper is a fantastic droid. I love that guy. But you know, he's also a war criminal. So, well, alleged war criminal. You know, and yes, this is a Mando Grogu cup from Burger King. Anyway, I am like floundering right now, because I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do a spoiler-free show after Mando and Grogu. Um, I'm getting my thoughts together as I'm talking to you all. So let me dive into this and talk about this movie. And I'm gonna say this right now. Um, I've been recently. A lot of you know that recently. I was struggling to get excited about Star Wars and Star Wars projects. You know, I think the last Star Wars project I was really, really excited for was actually Bad Batch Sanctuary, or Sanctuary, a Bad Batch novel by Lamar Giles. And I got to meet him at a book signing, and I got to talk to him about Star Wars, and it was such a great experience. And talking to him and um, talking about the Bad Batch and how it's my favorite Star Wars animated show. I know a lot of people love Clone Wars, a lot of people love Rebels as their favorites, but for me and a bunch of others, it's Bad Batch. Like, that show just resonated so much with me. Not saying that the others didn't, but this show just really resonated. And that book was a book I was very excited about, and it has become a comfort read. And a few weeks ago, well, actually last month, when I met Mark Thompson at a local convention, I I talked to him about Sanctuary, and he said that it was a lot of fun for him to do, and it was just exciting to talk to him about that Star Wars novel. Um, but yeah, that was like the last thing I was really, really excited about. And Maul came along, and I B and I talked about this show quite a bit, and I know there are a lot of people that, and the majority of Star Wars fans love Maul Shadow Lord, and rightfully so, because the animation and the voice acting alone in that show is top notch. I had a really hard time getting into the story. Um, Not saying that I didn't enjoy it, because I did. I would give it about I'd give it about a 7.5 out of 10. It to me it was a lot of fun. Animation wise, I thought the fights were great. I thought the voice acting was incredible. The police procedural stuff with Lawson and Two Boots, that was some of my favorite stuff in that show. So, but I really had a hard time enjoying it above a 7.5. And so I just started feeling burnt out on Star Wars stuff. Um, I think it's because I binged a lot of the High Republic, which, don't get me wrong, I love the High Republic. It's still one of my favorite. it's my favorite era in Star Wars. I I love those characters to death. I love those stories so much. Yes, even the Acolyte. I love the Acolyte. I love Young Jedi Adventures. But binging all of that, going through all of that, and it's also tough as a content creator, a Star Wars content creator, where you feel sometimes you feel this pressure to deliver content on something in order to stay relevant in this space. And I'm not knocking other content creators because there are a lot of amazing content creators out there that stay up on this content. They do an amazing job with being passionate about the things that they love in this space. Like Alex and Molly, I from Star Wars Explained, absolutely love them. Clone Trooper Cass is great. All of these amazing content creators. I love you all. Seriously, I love you all. But there are times when you feel just this pressure to get this thing out in order to stay relevant, in order to keep an audience. And I had to stand back and I had to assess that situation. And yeah, I'm going to get to Mando and Grogu here in a second. But I feel like I need to lay the groundwork before I get to my enjoyment of this movie. Because there is a lot of enjoyment to be had with this movie, and I'm getting there. So I started talking to a few people about being burnt out on Star Wars, about not being as excited about things, and I'm gonna shout out one person right now, Darth Internus, Tom, from Star Wars books, Del Rey. Tom, thank you. If you're watching this, thank you so much for the advice that you gave me about just picking the things that you really love about Star Wars and focusing on them. One of the things that I absolutely love is, so I started with the sequels again. Started rewatching Resistance leading up to The Force Awakens, and then once I get to that point, I'm going to watch The Force Awakens, and do The Last Jedi, and then finish up Resistance season 2, and then go into Rise of Skywalker. And I love the sequel trilogy. I really do. Galaxy's Edge, here on the East Coast, is set in the sequel era, and it's just this. I love visiting there. I love interacting with Vi and Rey and the First Order and doing all of those amazing things. And so I started there, and then I was thinking, well, I love The Bad Batch. So I'm gonna go back and rewatch The Bad Batch because I love that show. Those 3 seasons are very solid. And then I started thinking about video games, and I love Jedi Survivor and Jedi Fallen Order, and they really make me excited about Star Wars. And then I was thinking about television outside of The Bad Batch. I was thinking about live action stuff. And I was thinking about The Mandalorian, and I was thinking about the Book of Boba Fett and how much fun I have with those shows, right? Um, Book of Boba Fett is by no means perfect, but it's still a very fun show. I like with some Star Wars things, there are a lot of decisions that I disagree with, but I have a lot of fun with those shows. Um, I just wish that Book of Boba Fett kind of just stayed focused on Boba Fett, but we'll discuss that another time. And then I started seeing people get excited for this movie. And I said to myself, they are expecting like the people that are really excited for this movie, they just want to have a good time at a Star Wars movie. They just want to have a lot of fun. And I think that's why we fell in love with Star Wars in the first place. We fell in love with these characters and these stories and these movies because they were fun. It allowed us to have a good time and to just be transported someplace different for a while. And I was also talking to my wife, and she loves The Mandalorian. Um, I think it may or may not have something to do with Pedro Pascal. I don't know. I know. She likes Pedro Pascal, but she really loves the character as is. And I do too. And a lot of you know I was not a fan of Grogu in the beginning of The Mandalorian. I was kind of like, oh great, here we go. But he's definitely grown on me, and I had so much fun with his stuff while watching the movie today. But I'm getting to this point where it doesn't have to be perfect. It just needs to be fun. And I think we as Star Wars fans need to stop getting in our own way of enjoyment when it comes to these things. And I was very guilty of that. I was very guilty of that. I was also guilty of falling under this pressure that I gave myself to try to stay relevant. And I stopped enjoying the thing that I started talking about here because I enjoyed it so much. I don't today made me realize something. I don't care about the numbers anymore. I don't. I have an amazing community here. I really do. I've met some incredible people. I have met some lifelong friends through doing this and through my love of Star Wars. And I am extremely grateful for that. And at the end of the day, that is all that matters. It's the people and it's about the fun. And I'm going to do an Instagram video on this weekend and post it about this topic because I think that this is something that needs to be addressed as well. This is about fun. So seeing the people get excited over having fun at the movie theater, seeing Star Wars on the big screen again, it kind of lit a fire under me again. Knowing how excited my wife was for this movie too, like that lit a fire under me. And so I decided, you know what? I'm going to stop pressuring myself to deliver these things and just enjoy the ride again. And and that's what this movie is about really as well. This movie is about just enjoying the adventure, enjoying the ride. It's about fun, and I think we need, as Star Wars fans, we need to get back to the fun. We need to stop hating on something because it's something that we need to just stop hating on things. We need to just stop just creating this toxic space in this fandom and just let people enjoy the things that they enjoy within this fandom. Here's the thing. And Tom, I'm going to shout you out again. Tom told me it is nearly impossible to enjoy everything within this franchise and within this fandom. because not everything is going to hit for you. So stop feeling that you got to be under that you're under this pressure to enjoy something. If it doesn't land for you, that's fine. There are other things within this fandom and in this franchise for you to enjoy. That's the joy of Star Wars. That's the joy of what we do here. Like I said, Maul didn't land for me. But you know what? It landed for a lot of other people. And that's great. And I'm happy for them. I really am. I may try to give it another shot. I may try to give it another shot down the road and see if my mind changes. But then I also look at some of your social media posts, and now we're really going to talk about this movie. Spoiler free, of course, do not worry. And one thing you all brought up is the fact that there is a new generation of Star Wars fans that this is the first Star Wars movie they're going to see in theaters, and they're going to be blown away by it. They're going to be absolutely blown away by it. This is going to be an amazing experience for them. And this may, in fact, inspire the next generation of storytellers and filmmakers and artists and cosplayers and everything. So let's let this generation enjoy it. Let's let the people enjoy this movie because it is fun. And here's the thing, if you didn't enjoy it, that's fine. No, I did not. Um I'm here's the thing. When it comes to reviews, I want to know what people think, but here's the thing that I'm going to say about this. I formed my own opinion and I had a blast with this movie. And I'm not just saying that. I legit had a smile on my face from the beginning of this movie to the end of this movie because it was just so much fun. For those that are hating on it just to hate on it, just ignore them. Um if you want to read reviews, go ahead. If you that's fine. Like you do you, but my thing is just go to the movie just to see the movie and experience it for yourself. Because here's the thing, like Solo, which was panned a lot, people then discovered it once it hit Disney Plus and they were like, "Oh my god, this movie's awesome. This movie's great. We should have saw this in the theater." That's the key. So, I think we need to stop being movie critics of this thing. It's fine to be critical. It's fine to have it's fine to, talk about things that didn't work for you. But at the end of the day, we need to just remove that critic hat and we just need to go into it as, "Oh, this is Star Wars. We should just enjoy this experience. We should just live in this moment." And that's what I'm doing. That's what this movie is. This movie has very low stakes, but it has a lot of personal stakes. And it is Thanks, Jess. Love you too. Oh, by the way, Jess is going to be with us tomorrow night on our live show, so tune in for that. Um I got to plug you, Jess. Well, plug your appearance. Anyway, that's for after hours. It's just fun. This movie reminds us of what it's like to be kids again. It's like y- I I thought of this today. Jess, you're dangerous. Um, I thought about this earlier today. It's this movie, and I've said this a lot about Filoni and Favreau with like a lot of their stuff that they do. This movie is like when we were kids, like playing like in our living rooms or like in our backyards with our Star Wars figures and just kind of like mashing them together, just like, "Ah," like, one of those things. That's what this movie's like, and it delivers. It is Filoni and Favreau playing in the Star Wars sandbox and just giving us a ridiculous and over the top, silly, but yet wholesome and heartfelt movie that has some of the best action set pieces I've seen in a Star Wars project in a very long time. The cold open alone is worth the price of admission, in my opinion. The story with Din and Grogu is beautiful. I know a lot of people already know. I mean, Rada the Hutt isn't a spoiler in the movie. Like a lot of people know, we all know Rada is in the movie. But the way they handle Rada the Hutt's character is beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. Um, the villains are they're laughable, but in the best way possible. Um, the CGI mixture with the practical effects is fantastic. I love seeing X-wings. So like if you are a fan of X-wings, you're gonna love this movie. Because there's X-wing action. Um, you know, a lot of people, we already know Martin Scorsese is in the movie. His character's really funny. Um, and it's just a blast. Like I said, I had a smile on my face from beginning to end. And why? Because because I shut my brain off and I said, "You know what? I get to be in this galaxy far, far away again after 7 years of no Star Wars movies in the theater. We're back. Let's see what this adventure is." And it delivers. Is it perfect? No. No. It's not perfect. But you know what? It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be. This to me screams summer blockbuster. This to me screams those popcorn flicks of the 90s and early 2000s where you would just go into the theater when it's just hot out. You would just go into the theater, you get your popcorn, you sit down and you just shovel popcorn in your mouth for however long the movie is and you just have a blast. That's what it's about. And that's what this movie gets to be. Favreau and Filoni know that this is a summer blockbuster movie and they deliver the blockbuster experience while also giving us some really tender moments, some heartfelt moments, and also giving us some of the best comedy that we've had in Star Wars in a very long time. I mean, there's there's a bit in the beginning of the movie with Grogu that just thinking of it now just makes me laugh so hard because of just the delivery is perfect. Even Din is funny in this movie. Rada the Hutt is funny. Just um man, I mean Zeb from Rebels has some great moments, and just we all know Zeb's in the movie. He's in the marketing, and the Anzellans. I, I'm gonna say this: Babu Frick in Rise of Skywalker really annoyed me, but the use of the Anzellans in this movie with Grogu is perfect. It's it's funny. They actually deliver some really great moments. And if you're looking for just a heartfelt adventure with a father and son, this is the movie. It doesn't take itself too seriously. It takes itself just serious enough while just laying into the camp. And that's what we just, like I said, that's what we need to get back to as fans. We need to block out the toxicity. We need to block out all of the noise. Like, I am so tired of hearing about how Disney ruined Star Wars and how Kathleen Kennedy just destroyed your childhood, and just stop. Just shut up. If you feel that way, that's fine, but stop repeating yourself over and over and over again. We know that you don't like this thing. You don't have to watch it. No one is forcing you to watch The Mandalorian and Grogu, or Maul Shadow Lord, or The Acolyte, or the sequel trilogy, or any of these things. No one is forcing you to watch this. So if that's how you feel, then move on. Seriously, move on and let the rest of us enjoy this. Just let us just have this fun. Let us have this moment of peace, because let's face it, the world is shit right now. And we are trying to find joy where we can. So, if that means that a family is looking for an escape and they go see this movie and they have a great time, that's what matters. If my nephew sees this movie and has a blast with it, I am so happy for him. And I will champion that kid, because you know what? He's enjoying something. And he's enjoying Star Wars. Like his parents enjoy Star Wars, like his aunt and uncle enjoy Star Wars, like a lot of other people. For those of you saying that Star Wars is dead and that Disney killed Star Wars, go to Galaxy's Edge. I dare you. I dare you to go to Galaxy's Edge and see the people that are enjoying this thing that you say is dead. Because I'm telling you right now, it is alive and well. It is. And it it's time to stop. It's time to stop with this division. It's time to stop with this toxicity and this gatekeeping, and how the old Republic and the old EU were Lucas's vision and all of these other things, when we've said it time and time again, and I will say it again, no, it wasn't. It wasn't. The EU had no input from Lucas whatsoever. It really didn't. I mean, I think he might have had a list of characters that you can't kill, but it's one of those things where he had no input in the EU. He didn't. Just like how he has no input into what Lucasfilm is doing now under Disney's management. It, my friends, it's time to just enjoy this movie. It's time to have fun again. That's what this does. It's fun. It's exciting. It's silly. It's ridiculous. It's stupid at times. And when I say it's stupid at times, I mean it's that funny. It's great for casual fans. It's great for diehard fans. It's great for everyone. Just go and form your own opinion of this thing and just block out these people that just don't want you to enjoy anything. It's what we got to do as fans. When we walked out of the theater today, there were people humming the Mandalorian theme. There were people with huge smiles on their faces, talking about how much fun they had, how great the movie was. My wife was trying to hand out Star Wars keychains that she had made. And the kids, how many did you hand out? Like a couple of them? Two of them. She handed out two of them. But the kids that took them were so happy and were so grateful for those keychains. And even the parents were like, "That's awesome. Thank you so much for doing that." Like the community was alive and well for that. And you know what also like just made me so happy as a Star Wars fan today? Our local convention that is held at the beginning of February, Farpoint, they got Vivian Lyra Blair, who played young Leia in Kenobi. I'm so excited for this. Like, that was a huge guest for them to get. And you know what? It's awesome. It's going to be so much fun come February for that. And that just made my heart just happy today too. We we got to stop getting in our own heads. We got to stop setting these expectations, these ridiculous expectations for things when it comes to not only Star Wars but Marvel, DC, Star Trek, all of these things. We need to stop setting these just high expectations and we need to get out of our own head canon when it comes to this stuff. A lot of these haters, and I'm going to quote Freddie Prinze Jr. here, a lot of these haters that are hating on The Mandalorian and Grogu and like all of these projects that Disney that Lucasfilm greenlit under Disney management. I shouldn't say Disney, it's still Lucasfilm greenlighting the projects. Where was I going with this? I just jumped my train tracks. Um anyway. Oh yeah, we you need to stop expecting it to be this thing that you might have saw in the old EU. This franchise is evolving. Star Wars is evolving. Families, younger generations are now discovering this thing that we love that has been around for 49 years now. People are discovering this stuff. So we need, instead of gatekeeping, we need to be welcoming everybody in. And just because you don't like that thing, the franchise didn't evolve with you. It has evolved to accommodate the newer fans. It is there to bring in more people, to celebrate all aspects of this franchise. That's what this movie does. This movie is a celebration of Star Wars. It's a celebration of passing down traditions to people. My wife and I have had this tradition since 2015 that we have seen every new Star Wars movie in theaters opening weekend. And we have. We did it with Force Awakens, Rogue One, Last Jedi, Solo, Rise of Skywalker. We even did it with the Revenge of the Sith re-release, and we're doing it here with the Mandalorian and Grogu. And we're going to do it next year when Starfighter hits. And we're also going to do it for the 50th anniversary of Star Wars when they re-release that. Just get out of your own heads. Just accept the fact that this franchise is evolving and that the next generation is going to be taking over these stories. The sooner, my friends, the sooner that we accept this, the better off we're going to be. Is it always going to be perfect? No. Is it always going to be fun? No. Is it always going to be sunshine and rainbows? No. There are going to be, as I stated earlier, there's going to be a lot of things that do not land for you. But you have to remember that there's other things in this fandom, in this franchise that you enjoy. So just go back to those things. Focus on those things. And let's stop with the hate on the original trilogy. I mean, not the hate on the original trilogy, the hate on the sequel trilogy. Let's stop. It happened. I personally enjoy it. I think Rise of Skywalker is a mess of a final movie, but you know what? It is still a damn fun movie. And that is all that matters. I have a good time with that movie. All I'm saying is just form your own opinions. Also, I hate Instagram because I have to have 1,000 followers to go live. And I said I wasn't going to talk about that anymore, but here we are. I don't know what else to say. I do need to talk more about the movie. That is true. My wife says I need to talk more about the movie. I'm going to say this. The action is amazing. The third act is exciting. It's a lot of fun. It is one of my favorite recent third acts in a Star Wars movie. I love the incorporation of everything that they do. Um, for those of you wondering if there are what kind of callbacks there are, um, the only thing that isn't touched on is really the story of season 3 of The Mandalorian, and that's not really a spoiler. That's just like something that they you know they acknowledge some things from the third season, and then they just move on. Um, it's more of a callback to the first 2 seasons as well as the Book of Boba Fett. Um, which I think the callbacks to the Book of Boba Fett were great. It made me made me very happy. As somebody who has a mixed relationship with the Book of Boba Fett, as I stated earlier, it's still really fun to see that callback. Grogu is fantastic in this movie. He is very funny. Um, I'm just gonna say this, like my wife and I were talking about it. Um, I really don't want to hear Grogu speak at all. Like when it eventually happens, like I don't want to hear Grogu speak because I think that the way him and Mando communicate with each other, it's perfect the way it is. it's perfect because everybody can understand like what he's trying to convey to everybody else. Um and I love that. So if they do ever decide to make the decision to have him talk, am is it gonna break my enjoyment of things? No, it's not. I I'm still gonna have fun. But I just want him not to talk. Um, Rod of the Hut is fantastic. I have been a Rod of the Hut fan since since the Clone Wars movie. I really I really want people like I really want Ahsoka to see this version of Rod of the Hut because I think that they would get along so well. Um, Especially like with Ahsoka, you know, her character has evolved quite a bit. She needs to get off of Parita first, um, which that's going to happen in season 2 of Ahsoka. Um, but that is one thing that I definitely uh I would love to see that meetup. Even if it's in a comic, like if Marvel just gives us a comic about that would be awesome. Um, Mando is fantastic in this movie once again. Pedro Pascal, and also Lateef Crowder and Brandon Wayne being in the suits and doing the action sequences. This has some. I'm gonna say this right now. This is not a spoiler, but I'm gonna say this. This has some brutal fights. Like this, this movie has some like knockdown, drag out fights, and it's well worth it. Like I love the fights in this movie. Um, as I stated, the cold open alone, in my opinion, is worth the price of admission. Ludwig Göransson's soundtrack, it's so good. I This is the guy that did the soundtrack to both Black Panther movies and has done the soundtrack to The Mandalorian and Book of Boba Fett. And the dude just constantly delivers. Um, I was telling my wife because I've been rewatching The Mandalorian in preparation for this movie, and I I was telling her I was like, you know what? I keep forgetting how good the music is in this show, especially in the episode "The Marshal," which is the introduction of Cop Vanth. The music in that episode is just amazing, and you know what? I'm gonna say this right now. I think Ludwig deserves an Oscar nomination for The Mandalorian and Grogu because that soundtrack alone is just it's awesome. The Rada the Hutt theme, oh my god, it's so good. It's just mm, mm, mm. It's just good. Um, I also love the fact that they got Steve Bloom again to do the voice of Zeb. And seeing Zeb in live action, it's great. And he provides so much comic relief in the movie. You'll give him the Oscar. Thank you, Jess. Thank you. Thank you for giving him the Oscar. Um, I mean, he's so good. Um, I want to talk about Zeb real quick, and then I'm gonna go back to Goranson. But Zeb has these moments in the movie that just really remind me of how much I loved him in Rebels, and like we get more of that here. And he's just as badass here as he was in Rebels. Going back to Goranson's music, and just Star Wars music in general. Of course, John Williams will always be the GOAT when it comes to Star Wars. I mean, his themes alone are incredible, especially in the sequel trilogy. Um, Ray's theme is beautiful. March of the Resistance is amazing. Um, the Kylo Ren theme, incredible. I love John Williams, but I will say this group of composers that they have for Star Wars now, whether it be through live action TV or movies or animation, they're incredible. You've got the Kiner siblings with Clone Wars and Rebels and Maul and um, the Bad Batch. You have Ludwig Göransson with the Book of Boba Fett and the Mandalorian. Michael Giacchino with Rogue One. I believe I have to look up who did Solo, but all of these composers are just giving us these unique themes when it comes to music in Star Wars. And I will say this, The Mandalorian is really sold as a western in space, and Goranson embraces that. Because you have like a lot of like high pitched like western themes in the songs, and then you also have like a lot of acoustic in the music as well. um you know, like one of the things is like, especially in this movie, when it comes to the Mandalorian theme alone, you've got a lot of brass in the song, but there's a point where the brass takes a step back and it just focuses on this acoustic guitar, and you just hear these strings being plucked, and it's like it's like dun 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 dun, and it's just, oh my gosh, it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. Goranson's score is amazing. He even used synthesizers for the Rada the Hutt theme. It's, oh my god, it's so good. Um, just I loved it. And then the visuals in this movie are absolutely beautiful. My two of my favorite Star Wars locations are actually in this movie. Actually, no, three of my favorite Star Wars locations are actually in this movie. You've got Nal Hutta, which had only really been seen in Clone Wars, and it made its live action debut in this movie, which that was just really cool. I loved all of like the lush greens, and just it was a really cool planet. Um, then you had Navarro makes an appearance, which that's where, the Mandalorian and Grogu are from. Which I love seeing Navarro now. It's really like grown on me. And then we get a Delphi base, which I I love a Delphi base. I love the Ranger. I love the Adelphi Rangers. Colonel Ward, who is played by Sigourney Weaver, loved her character. Um, I love seeing the Adelphi pilots. That's all I'm gonna say. But there were some cameos where I was like, yeah, yeah, you are. Yeah, you're in this. Yeah, you are. Um, I got excited there for a second. Um, oh, I gotta talk about Embo, which he's shown in the trailers, so he's not a spoiler. I loved seeing Embo. He's such a great character. I also I love a good Star Wars character with a big hat, right? Like, Embo's got a big hat and he's got a dog. And I'm like, that dude's awesome. Um I love Cad Bane because Cad Bane's got a big hat. Um it is Dave Filoni doing Dave Filoni to characters. Yeah, it is. It is. It is. Um it's Cowboy Man in characters. Um but I loved seeing Embo, and he gets a lot of great screen time in the movie. And he's got some great moments. Embo's dog has some really funny moments too. Um, like I said, the Anzellans I thought were really going to annoy me, but like they ended up being really funny. And they were used really well in the movie. Um, I will say this. I love this movie, but I will agree with some people that have said maybe they should have shaved about 10 minutes off of the movie, just a little bit, but needless to say, I don't care. Like I just had a lot of fun. Um the third act is epic and fun and ridiculous, and I will say this, if Jess, thank you. So Jess is in my chat, and she says, if you think I'm not coming on tomorrow night with a big hat, you're very wrong. I think we're both going to wear big hats tomorrow, Jess. I think we're both going to wear big hats. Yeah, yeah. No, we're doing that now. God. I well, it's got to be a wide, like it's got to be kind of like a cowboy hat. Yeah, hot. Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. We're doing this, brah. We're doing this. Um, but seriously, just go and see this thing. It's great. It's fun. It's ridiculous. I I will say this. There's I I had a lot of fun with this movie. Like I had a lot of fun with this movie. But I also lost it during the trailers leading like that were shown in front of this movie. Oh my god, there was okay. I'm just going to say this real quick. This is part of the movie going experience, so this is still Mando and Grogu related ish. Um, can we stop with minions? Like, can we just stop with the minions? Like, I get it. People love them. They're fun. They're funny. But come on, enough with the minions. And I know a lot of people are like, well, you've said the same thing about Grogu and other Star Wars things. Whatever. I know. I have. Whatever. I don't care. But let's stop with the minions. Also, when when is Jason Statham just gonna stop making movies like he does now? Because some of these movies are ridiculous. That's all I'm gonna say. It's just between Statham and the Minions, like, you know what? You know what? If you want to bring me to a Minions movie, bring Jason Statham in a Minions movie. Like, do that. Um oh, I also will say, so we were in a Cinemark XD theater, which I highly recommend seeing this in XD if you want to see this like in a really good premium format. XD is amazing. They also had the D box seats, so we were feeling the rumble from the D box seats that were in front of us during during the trailers and the hey, how's it going? During the trailers and and the movie itself, like an explosion would happen and like you just feel the rumble from the seats in front of you and you're like, oh, I'm kind of glad I didn't do this. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to say without getting into spoilers. It's just fun, and that's all that matters. So just do me a favor, go and see it for yourself. It's a long weekend. For a lot of people, me, I have to work Monday, but for a lot of people, it's a long weekend. Just go, enjoy yourself, have a good time, and just shut your brain off for 2 hours and just enjoy Star Wars goodness. Like that's all I got. Also, don't buy an $80 AT-AT popcorn bucket, or do. I don't care. It was really cool. It was really cool. Now, for those of you wondering, did you get an $80 AT-AT popcorn bucket? No, I did not, because my wife would also kill me. However, it was cool. I know, all you wanted was the helmet sipper. Yeah, my wife just wanted the helmet sipper. I would have been okay with the Grogu mystery top sipper thing. I would, yeah, I would have been okay with that. They had some really cool tin popcorn buckets, but I was like, no, I'm good. I'm good. Um, but yeah, I'm not paying $80 for an AT-AT popcorn bucket. If you did, awesome. I've seen some of your videos and your photos. That's awesome. I think it's great. But yeah, no, not doing that. There was one person that was walking out of the theater when we had just parked our car. We were walking we were in the parking garage. We were walking towards the entrance to the movie theater, and this family comes out, and this mother has this green popcorn bucket, and I'm like, is that like a Grogu popcorn bucket? Like, I kept thinking it was a Grogu popcorn bucket. No, it was the Yoshi one, where you put like the popcorn in the egg. But like, part of me thought that it was a Grogu popcorn bucket, and I was like, oh man, we could get lucky. No. You know what would have been amazing if they did a Grogu popcorn bucket? Like another Grogu popcorn bucket? If they had him attached to Frog Lady's thing, and you put the popcorn in the vat. Like, that would have been fun. Um or give me the Anzellan ship as a popcorn bucket. So, you know, or I'll take an X-wing. I'll take an X-wing. I love my X-wings. Um but yeah, if you're just a fan of fun, you're going to have fun with this. So, that's all I got. Um Yeah, I'm sorry I ranted for a while about the state of Star Wars fandom, um, and kind of my own story, but I felt like it was something that had to be addressed. I know, boo, fun. I know, Jess. I'm sorry. Tomorrow night, I'm just gonna be a stick in the mud, like this. Just gonna say hello, welcome to the show. Um, Hope that you all have a wonderful time. Um, but I just wanted to address that, because I think it's something that needed to be addressed for a while. And like I said, I'm gonna do an Instagram video on it at some point too, and then also post it here to YouTube for as a YouTube short. Um, but yeah, that's it. Just have fun, just relax, have a good time, because that's what we're here for. Life is way too short and it's way too hectic right now for us to just not enjoy things. And don't let anyone steal your joy either. If you're excited for this movie and somebody's hating on this movie and trying to get you not to see this movie, don't let them. Go and have fun. Go and enjoy it for yourself. Form your own opinion. So that's going to be it for me for tonight. I've got to prep for my wonderful co-host tomorrow night. Oh, good. And I hope that you enjoy it. I really hope that you enjoy it. Because I had a blast. I had so much fun. My wife had a good time. I almost bought tickets again for tonight. I was so tempted to. But I was like, yeah, I kind of need to get groceries tomorrow, so um, there's that. Um, I got to prep for hanging out with Jess tomorrow night, which that's going to be a lot of fun. So tune in tomorrow night at 8 p.m. For shenanigans and or goings on or both, with myself and Jessica Krause. But just enjoy yourselves this weekend. Stay safe this weekend, and if we don't see you, we'll see you next time. Just have a wonderful Memorial Day. Have a wonderful week, and we will all talk to you later. That's it. Goodbye.